Hey Rev360 fam, welcome to your REVMAX intro. Now what is the REVMAX program? It's a total body strength training program. And why is that important? Well, we know that having a strong foundation of muscle improves our total body wellness. Having more muscle decreases risk for injury, also increases metabolic rate even while resting, so even while we're sitting around watching Netflix. But it also helps our body utilize blood glucose better. I can go on and on about the benefits of muscle. But strength training also helps to improve bone density. Super important, especially for the ladies. So we have this program added into our already amazing spin program, so that this is your one-stop shop for total body wellness. In the REVMAX training program, we're going to use different modalities like body weight training, kettlebell training, and then of course training with the Max Pro that we're going to get into. The training is going to have different styles of training throughout the week. So one day might be a build style training, where we're doing supersets, heavier weight, and 10 to 12 reps for each set. Then we might have a flow day the next day, where we're going to have more circuit style training, where we'll have 4 or 5 exercises that we'll do back to back for about 12 to 15 reps, and we'll rest and we'll repeat that circuit again. And then we're also going to have a tension day, where we're focusing more on holds and pauses when we're doing our exercises, keeping that tension and the contraction of the muscle, or sometimes even the eccentric phase of the exercise. Now let's get into our Max Pro. This is the piece of equipment that we'll be utilizing during our REVMAX training. The Max Pro is a cable weight training system. As you see laid out here, we have different parts that we're going to go over. This is the foot pad right here. You're going to always want to keep the majority of your foot on the foot pad at all times, whether that's the majority of your front foot or the back pad. I prefer the back half, but you want to make sure your foot is on here at all times, at least one foot. You never want to put your foot in the middle on the hinge. That is not meant for weight, any kind of weight load at all. So we don't want to damage the equipment, so always make sure your feet are on the sides of the pads. The wider you have your feet, the more stable your positioning will be. On the Max Pro, we also have little dials on each end. On the dials, we have dials from 1 through 25. 1 is the lowest weight, and 1 is about 6 pounds. And level 25 is about 158 pounds. So essentially, if you have both straps in each hand, you're lifting between 12 pounds to up to almost 300 pounds. Now, if you get to 300 pounds in my training program, just give me Trainer of the Year award, okay? So on this, you'll also see the cables. Right here. The cables have different accessories that we can attach to it. We have handles, we have ankle straps, and we also have a barbell. We will always try to have whatever accessories you need already out or attached to the equipment before each class. Also on here, we have a black stopper. This little black stopper right here, you can adjust it, press this little button, and you can move it however you'd like. It's especially important if we're doing any kind of bench work, that you can put it back so that the straps don't just snap back, and they're also easier to reach and to grab for the exercise. So those are the accessories on the Max Pro. So during our training, I'm always going to go over form. Form is imperative. Great form is imperative for each and every exercise. And if you ever have a question about your form, don't be afraid to raise your hand, and one of the instructors will come around and help you correct your form, or provide you with a modification if you need it. But you always want to have good form over weight, and you also want to prioritize form over the speed of any exercise. We don't want to go super fast with any of the exercises, because then that might start building momentum, and momentum will take away from the focus on the muscle group that we're trying to train. So always good form, and we'll always go over proper form with each exercise when we demo it before we start the workout. Again, with good form, let's go over a couple of things with our posture. When we're training, we always want to keep our knees soft. You never want to lock your knees. Keep your knees soft, always back straight, tall, chest up, and shoulders down away from the ears. We're always going to be practicing breathing in through our nose and exhaling through our mouth, exhaling on the contraction. So I'll show you the demonstration on the squat here. So grab it up, and I breathe in and exhale. Exhaling on the contraction. Breathing, super important. So again, we'll go over proper form with each and every exercise before we start the workout. Also, in our training program, since this is a small group training program, you have the advantage of having a trainer coming around and spot checking you throughout the workout. Now, if you don't want to be touched, please let us know. The trainer should always be asking everybody before they touch you and spot check you, can I touch you? And feel free to say no if that's not okay with you. But touching sometimes helps to pinpoint the spot where you need to correct your form, and often it's easier to correct form that way. But we can still correct form without touching as well. There will always be modifications for each and every exercise. So let's say your shoulders are feeling a little wonky, or maybe you have bad knees due to some injuries. We can always modify each and every exercise for you. So we'll provide modifications before each workout, before we begin each round of workout. But also, if you need another modification, please let us know. So that's basically it for the REVMAX training program. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to hit any of us up. We'll be happy to answer each and every question. But honestly, this strength training program, in combination with the amazing spin program, is a one-stop shop for your total body wellness.